Like, why you run to the sideline? Everybody knows football is north to south. North to south.
You are watching Unpopular Opinion.
What's up, everybody? This your boy AB. You are now listening to the Unpopular Opinion Sports Podcast. I am your host, AB, and we got another special episode on the way for y'all, man. We're going to talk about 3 topics after this Sunday football, this day of Sunday football. We're going to talk about the Niners and the Browns. The Niners lost to the Browns 17-19 in Cleveland. The Saints and the Texans. The Saints lose that game to the Texans at home 13-20, and then the Eagles and the Jets. We lose 14-20 against the Jets in New York. As y'all can see, there's no jersey hanging up right now. There's a reason for that. An embarrassing loss, to say the least. We just gonna get into it. Let's go ahead and talk about the Niners and the Browns first. We're gonna say that Eagles games for last. 17-19. Brock Purdy loses his first game in the regular season. How did you feel about that game, man? Pap is here. Are you done with your bit?
It feels great, man. Feels great.
Don't feel great for me.
But back to business. So, I saw this being a great game coming in San Francisco and Cleveland because Cleveland boasts a really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
So does San Fran. Cleveland's without Deshaun Watson. So, it could have got ugly like that Cowboys game last week. But P.J. Walker came to save the day. My man is a seasoned veteran, led the XFL in touchdowns when he was there, so you know he can get it done if need be. That Browns defense is terrifying. Coming into the game, they lead the league in 3 and outs and third down conversion rates on defense. So they're not letting teams convert on third down. You get the third down against the Browns, you are in a lot of trouble. Browns have also allowed 0 points on opening drives. Meanwhile, the 49ers have scored on almost every drive they've had opening the game this season, coming in with 31 points. The Browns came and they played a really good game. Debo got hurt, shoulder injury. We'll have to see how long he's out. Christian McCaffrey got hurt with an oblique injury. We'll have to see how long he's out. Without those 2 guys, those are their top 2 offensive guys. The 49ers may be in trouble because Brock Purdy's bread and butter is the fact that with Kyle Shanahan's play calling and his ability to read defenses, guys get open. But when you're missing your top 2 threats, who knows if they're going to be open. 22-mile-per-hour winds also cost him that game. Brock Purdy missed a potential game-winning field goal at the end of the game.
Brock Purdy?
Not Brock Purdy, wow. Jake Moody.
Yeah.
And I still have yet to realize, why do teams put their best edge rusher on Trent Williams, who is probably the best tackle in the league right now? Myles Garrett was lined up over Trent Williams for majority of that game. If I'm a defensive play caller, I'm putting Zadarius Smith over there, and I'm putting Myles Garrett on the guy that we know he can bully every time, because getting a guy like that involved changes up offenses. Granted, Myles Garrett still played pretty well. They held Brock Purdy to 72 first-half passing yards, which is a season low for him.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. I don't want to sit here and act like the Browns are going to have a really great season.
3-2?
This was just a good game for the Chiefs, I feel like. Wow, what is going on with me? This was a really good game for them and a bad game for the 49ers. 49ers aren't going to play many games like this. And, like I said, with those guys getting hurt, you can't expect much from their offense. So that showed their defense came to play. 49ers did not get it done where they needed to, and that's what ultimately led to their downfall.
Yeah, man. I see you made a lot of good points there. I think the 49ers, man, they played a tough game. The Browns played a tough game, inspired football at home. But I think that the 49ers kind of got cheated this game, man. They had, on that final drive where the Browns were moving downfield, they had crucial plays, and on crucial downs where it should have been flags were thrown and they shouldn't have been thrown. Mm-hmm. I felt like, you know what I mean? So it's always arguable where that goes or what the referees see and things like that. They have a tough job. But in a situation like that, it just felt like they were trying to keep the Browns in the game. And they were moving downfield. P.J. Walker almost also almost gave the game away by scrambling out on one play on the right side, trying to force a ball in between two defenders, and it could have got picked off, but it looked like they kind of went to the ball together. It got dropped. They were able to still salvage that drive and, make something happen out of that drive, which was an important drive at the end of the game. So Ford played really well. He rushed really well, ran really hard, made some crucial plays down the stretch for them as well, getting first downs, long runs. Kareem Hunt scored in this game.
First score of the year.
First score of the year for him. It was nice to see him back into the end zone. Amari Cooper, man, he played really well. Got open on a lot of plays. PJ missed him on some throws, but, he still had over 100 yards on the day. Mm-hmm. Really helped them move down the field, especially on that 58-yarder that he had, the longest play of the game. I think that the Browns, because their defense is so good, Jim Schwartz leading that defensive coordinator position, and the ability to get to the quarterback and to defend on the back end. I think if Deshaun could come back, man, and be, 70% of what he was back in Houston, I feel like they could be really good, man. They don't have the greatest weapons offensively, but they have a good balance where if they can keep it a good pass game and run game, I think they could be pretty good. 49ers, we know they're going to be good. Fred Warner, again, had a great game. He was out there flying around. The pass rush was getting to PJ, so he had to scramble out a lot. And, those injuries are going to hurt, though. Those injuries are going to hurt. I think it leaves them a little more vulnerable, where people were saying that the 49ers could have a perfect season this year. I don't know why people were saying that, but, it's any given Sunday as we see. And, with injuries happening, those major injuries to major players, they're gonna miss those spots, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what Shanahan does to try to fill those gaps.
One thing I do want to mention, though, is that I do like that I saw from them. The Browns were moving Elijah Moore a lot with pre-action motions and things like that, kind of similar to what Miami does with Tyreek. And so I think they should kind of implement that a lot more when Deshaun Watson comes back, because of his ability to read plays and kind of do his checkdowns a little faster than PJ. So I think that can be really good for them moving forward with their offense, like you said, with their lack of weapons, losing Nick Chubb, mm-hmm. and their wide receiver corps isn't really the greatest as is. Mm-hmm. So they need things like that to kind of keep the defense on their toes and catch people slipping off guard.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see what they maybe try to do at the trade deadline and try to get another receiver in there too. Mm-hmm. I would if I was looking into that. But let's go ahead and move into the next game, man. The Texans and the Saints. The Texans won that game 20-13. We haven't really talked about the Texans and the Saints yet on the pod, so what did you think of that game?
C.J. Stroud, who has been looking amazing this season, number 2 pick. He was the number 2 pick because his Wonderlic score was pretty low. And that's like a huge thing for quarterbacks.
Like
because
the
they
mental
feel like,
processing?
Yeah, they feel like if you score low as a quarterback on that test, then you can't really make it in the league as well, so it kind of hurts your draft stock. Mm-hmm. But there are a couple guys that have made a low score on that test but still turned into great quarterbacks, which C.J. Stroud is looking like that's what he's going to turn into.
Yeah.
My man has not thrown an interception coming into this game. Granted, he threw one, but it didn't even turn into be a turnover because Zach Bond fumbled on a punch out by Nico Collins on the return, and they ended up getting the ball back.
Yeah.
So great job by that. The Texans have to get something going to help C.J. Stroud with the run game, though. They came into this game averaging 3 yards per carry. Devin Singletary, Dameon Pierce, none of those guys are able to get it done, man. And if you have no run game, teams are not scared to drop 5 DBs back, 6 DBs back. Mm-hmm. So without that, they're not going to go very far, but I do like the future is very promising with C.J. Stroud. Slant Boy, he's the reason that this game did not go well. Derek Carr looked well. He had a couple blemishes, but for the most part, he played a great game. He had like 353 yards or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 353.
Game came down to on 4th down. They needed a touchdown to tie the game. And who did they go to? Oh, Mr. Reliable. Michael Thomas, right?
It was a double team. That was good coverage.
It was a man coverage. Man coverage. I don't care what
Are you talking about the one down the seam?
The one down the seam was one-on-one. Man coverage. Steven Nelson played great defense, stayed in front of him, was able to get the interception. Slant Boy should have been running the slant. You don't put a man like Slant Boy on a fade route. He's not 2019 Michael Thomas anymore. His bread and butter is getting that little 5 to 7 yard range, catch the ball, and maybe make some yak after it. The Saints have been force feeding Kamara as well.
Yeah, let's talk about Kamara.
So, Alvin Kamara been playing great since he's been back. This is their first loss since he's been back. He had a couple really good plays. He didn't do the greatest. He had 26 touches for 104. But at the very end, it came down to it. They had a drive. They went for it on fourth down. Had to go for it on fourth down with like 4 minutes left, just over 4 minutes left.
And Derek Carr threw that
little dump off to
him. There
him.
was no way he was going to get that first, man.
Jameis Winston came to the sideline and was talking to my man Kamara after the play. First of all, the audacity of Jameis Winston to talk to anybody about what they're doing. Yeah. But the man came to the side and the way he talked to him, I swear it looked like he was saying like, come on, man. You're Alvin Kamara. You know, football is about winning the game. You got to run north to south, north to south. Why did you run to the sideline? You ran to the sideline, you won't get the first down. Jameis Winston and Alvin Kamara just sitting there the whole time looking at him like, bro, whatever. He even threw him a little. Yeah. Like, no one's listening to what Jameis Winston's talking about. He's still out there eating dubs, so we're going to figure out what he's doing. But the Texans are looking good. Will Anderson, those pickups they made, that team is looking like they're making progress towards their rebuild. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the next couple of years. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, that Alvin Kamara, man, we was laughing so hard about that earlier. Like, Alvin Kamara, what a wonder, man. That facial expression, like, I think he was ready to put some hands on him. Like, he was mad. But, yeah, man, I like what I see from Houston, man. They're 3-3 going into their bye. D'Amico Ryan's doing a great job over there. I knew he would. You know, he's one of the best coaches in the league, I think. I think that he's very underrated as a coach. He was a defensive coordinator with San Francisco, led them to a couple Super Bowls, you know, heading that defense. So, you know, bringing him over to Houston, I think was a great match, you know, for this team. Getting Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud in the same draft, incredible. C.J. already looking like a vet kind of in the pocket. You know, I like the way he moves his feet in the pocket. I like the way he makes it to where he can scramble at any time, but also set his feet to be ready to throw at any time. Mm-hmm. And him and Nico Collins have a really great connection together. So I like that matchup or that match together. And, you know, Nico is a really good receiver, man. I think people need to really start paying attention. If you don't know about Nico Collins, I think he has a bright future in the league, man. He's a bigger receiver, but also has the hip movement to be able to, you know, confuse defenders on which way he's going to go on his routes. And he has really sticky routes, you know what I mean? So I like what I'm seeing out of Nico as he, you know, continues to progress as a player. But like you said, they got to get something out of the run game, man. Houston, they're going to start having added people in the secondary like you talked about because, you know, we're not afraid of y'all running on us at all, averaging 3 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. And Dalton Schultz as well. I want to shout him out too because that was a great pickup for them, having a dependable tight end for CJ to lean on in those, you know, tight situations where you got to get a first down. Dalton Schultz can get open and do that. So I like what they're doing. Noah Brown as well. So they took 2 Cowboys players, added them to their team, and they've been producing. Derek Carr, I like Derek Carr. I'm a big fan, but he has to I don't think he played really a bad game this game, but, you know, they just, I don't know, man. They feel like they have enough. Yeah, they have enough on offense, you know, skill set wise, but they're just not, you know, producing at that level that you would think they would with all that, you know, exposure with Olav, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. Olave. Rashid Shaheed, he's playing really well, giving them explosive plays. Tyson Hill, obviously, always been that baller to try to get you those first downs. So Kamara, obviously, Thomas. So, you know, you would think that their offense would be a bit better. And, you know, they got to figure that out. So they're 3-3 as well. Let's go ahead and move into this last game, man. Eagles versus the Jets. We lose 14-20. 5-1 now. I'm highly disappointed, but I'm going to let you go first, man. Go ahead and tell me what you thought of this game.
I love this game. I really love this game. There's nothing I hate more in the world. It's the Eagles fans. All right. They're just as bad as Cowboys fans. Let's be for real. But
never.
So we're going to talk about this right here. The Eagles come into this game undefeated, 5-0 record, playing the Jets. The Jets are trash, coming to the game, 1-4. Everyone's expecting the Eagles going to run away with this game. The Jets are down DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner. Oh, this should be a walk-off, right? No, not at all. It was a dogfight, and it came down to the end. So the Eagles' next 7 games, y'all are in a lot of trouble here. We've got the Dolphins, the Commanders, who always seem to play y'all really well. We've talked about how Scary Terry gives Darius Slay nightmares, who was also out this game. Darius Slay was out. The Cowboys, then the Chiefs, then the Bills, then the 49ers, then the Cowboys again, and the Seahawks. So y'all have some pretty tough games coming up in your next 7. Y'all might come out of this 7-5, 6-6. So one thing I did notice was that the Jets have never beaten the Eagles as long as they've been playing. This is their first win against them. You laughed about Josh Dobbs beating the Cowboys for his first win as a starter. Let's laugh about this one. Huh?
Yeah.
We love it. We love it. One thing I did like that the Jets did, the Jets kind of used to their advantage how the Eagles like their front 7 is really nice. So the Jets run a lot of 3 tight end sets. And that was kind of throwing the Eagles off. The Eagles didn't really know what to do. And they weren't even running out of these 3 tight end sets. They were doing a lot of play action, a lot of passing. I mean, Breece Hall had a pretty decent game as well. So, like, when you see things like that, this shows on film that the Eagles have weaknesses that can be exploited. Don't get me wrong, that defense still played a great game. They were able to get to Zach Wilson, able to hit Breece Hall in the backfield a lot. Breece Hall's like first 4 or 5 touches that were runs, he didn't have positive yardage. He had 0 yards. So it's no reason to panic. Don't hit the panic button yet unless their secondary continues to get hurt. They lost Reed Blankenship, Eli Ricks, who you talked about in previous episodes, with him stepping into his role after already being down Darius Slay and Sidney Brown. So that's something to look at moving forward. The Eagles' offense is kind of looking shaky as well. They're kind of in the Chiefs situation where it's like you don't really know whether or not they're going to get it together or when they're going to click. But, I mean, they're both great teams, and I feel like the Eagles will kind of get it rolling when they need to. But like I said, over these next 7 games, y'all got a lot of stuff to figure out, or y'all are going to be in deep trouble at the end of this run.
Man, first of all, let me give credit to the Jets before I get on my team. I got to give credit to the Jets because they did a really good job defensively, flying around. Their defense is elite. We knew that coming into the season, that all they needed was a quarterback, which is why they went to go get Aaron Rodgers. I think it hurts them even more than the fact that this team is 3-3, and they know they have little to no competent quarterback play, and they're still at 3-3 on the season, looking pretty good. And Zach Wilson has been getting better. He actually has been getting better. I can't even take you serious with his mask, but he has actually been getting better over time. I've been seeing some good throws from him. You know what I mean? So he's not awful. You know, I can see some progression. But let me go ahead and get into my team, man. Jalen Hurts. This is the worst game that you played as a pro, bro. The worst game that you played as a pro. And it's unacceptable. Like, we're not doing this, man. I don't know if you wasn't focused this week. I don't know what it was. But we need more from you, bro. You better than this. Like, I'm getting on you first because you the leader. You the guy. But you have to be better.
Mention.
3 interceptions. And he just didn't look comfortable the whole game. And the fact that the Jets coach, Robert Saleh, whatever your name is, he said we got to give Jalen Hurts 11 kisses, and that's how you come out and perform. Do not let these teams think that they can punk you, Jalen. We're not doing that. So we need better from you, man. You got, like, the mental toughness is there. I know it's there. I believe in you. Don't think that this is me not believing in you, but it didn't look like the team believed in you on that last drive. That last drive when they was coming out on that 4th down where they had to convert, they looked like they had already given up. And I ain't like that. I didn't like that at all. If your quarterback is that guy, you going to feel like on whatever down, if we need to convert, that's what we going to do. But it didn't look like the team had that belief. So, and I'll also say this. AJ, the jersey ain't up there right now. It's in the dry cleaners. Don't worry, it's not in the trash. It's in the dry cleaners. So it's coming back. But AJ, I need you not to show up your quarterback, man. You a receiver. Jalen's the quarterback. He's the leader. We can't have all this yelling at the receiver, yelling at the quarterback. We can't have that. Like, on the field, on display, on the sideline, we can't have that. So let's get it together, man. Like, Jalen, again, played the worst game ever. Like, if you look at the stat line, I mean, the 3 picks is terrible. But 280, 28 completions, ran the ball well, was getting out of a lot of trouble because what's his name? The right guard, right tackle who came in because Lane Johnson injury, that was a huge blow for us because after he got injured, our right guard was getting destroyed on every play, it felt like. And Jalen always was running for his life. So, like you said, man, we got a lot to fix. We got a lot to make up for. In all of our games, it didn't look like our offense was clicking. Let's hope that this game is the kick in the ass that we needed, where we can come back and be ready, man. We need to take practice serious. We got to win this Super Bowl, man. This is Jason Kelce last year, and I want this for Kelce. So I need these guys to show up, man. And that's all I got right now.
Y'all are not winning the Super Bowl.
No. We gonna win the Super Bowl this year. And this is the game that we needed. The embarrassment that we felt, we gonna ride this out. We gonna ride this out for the rest of the season. I need something. I need Philly to wake up. I need Jalen to wake up.
Looked like Dak Prescott out there tonight.
Stop it. Nah, he ain't look that bad.
Ain't
look that bad.
Well, should I do what the commentator said and give him the Mr. Unlimited? Russell Wilson comparison?
When he compared Russell Wilson to Jalen Hurts, I knew we lost.
I mean, he looked like Russell Wilson
in the third quarter.
He did look like Russell Wilson, though.
Yeah, I could see the comparison, but no.
I'm talking about Broncos Russell, though.
No, we don't want to talk about Bronco Russell. Seahawks Russell. Let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. Good game for the Jets. Great win for y'all.
Quinnen Williams with the pick, the big boy on the O-line.
Bro, both of the Williams brothers.
Yeah, Quincy almost had a pick and a fumble. He had a fumble recovery, but he almost had a pick, too.
Jalen, make better reads. Make better reads, bro. Like, them reads you was making today, you going to go over the film. I know what you going to do. I know you going to study. I know you going to get right. But let's just move on, man. The press was good. I watched the press. It was good. But let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. We've way overdue. Thank y'all for listening. If you made it this long, we really rock with you, man, because this wasn't even supposed to be this long, but we made it this long because I had to get that off my chest. So that was on me. We gonna go ahead and get a pat. You have anything to say, man? Is there more that you don't want to say? Like, damn. Let's
Jets. Jets.
Comment below. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all follow us, man. Stick with us, bro. We gonna keep it rocking. This is Unpopular. I can't even talk today.
Opinion Sports Podcast.
Y'all get it right.
Coming at you, baby.
We out of here, man.
Peace.